Utang buyers! Pag-uusapan natin ngayon ang laging uso, hindi nalalaos. Ito ay ang utang. Bago natin pag-usapan ang pag-utang, pag-usapan muna natin kung bakit kailangan umutang. Ang gobyerno ay kumikita sa revenue na nanggagaling sa taxes. Pagpalagay natin $3 billion. At ang government spendings ay umabot ng $4 billion. So, meron kang kulang na $1 billion. So, hindi yan magbabalanse. Kaya kailangan mo ng responde. Mag-i-issue ka ng securities na manggagaling sa treasury. I-issue mo yan sa mga nagpapautang. Or sa iba naman, it's a treasury bond. So, dyan nagsisimula ang utang. Maraming nagpapautang na parehas at meron namang mga loan sharks. Yon ang focus natin ngayon. Pakilala muna kayo, mga bakla.
Hello, Kuya Bokeng. This is your guy, Moti. Kumusta kayo?
Yan at syempre ni ang juicing-juicy Bombi. Juicing-juicy Bombi. Laway eh. Hi, ako po, Banding the Diyosa.
And yes, we are the Team Tambayers.
Ang buong mundo ay nasa krisis. Noong April 2020, sinabi ng Pangulo na wala na siyang pera. So, pinatawag niya ang kanyang Finance Secretary, Sunny Dominguez, at sinabi niya, I'm calling on the Secretary of Finance to generate funds. Magnakaw ka, manghiram ka, wala akong pakialam, produce mo yung pera. Eh, di ba si Xi Jinping iyong tropa, tatay?
Nakakaiyak. Buti na lang pinautang tayo ng multilateral agencies mula sa AIIB ng $750 million, sa Asian Development Bank ng $1.5 billion, at $500 million sa World Bank.
Dahil kailangan ng ating bayan ang 2.25 billion para maipatupad ang COVID-19 Active Response and Expenditure Support Program. Ngunit hindi naman tayo bigo dahil mid-May pa lang, after ng kanyang announcement ng April ay $5 billion ang na-raise. At sa mga sumunod na buwan, nakamit naman ang $8 billion. Talaga na kinakailangan para sa response natin sa ating COVID program. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang build. At nagtatanong naman ang iba nating mga government officials. Sabi ng Vice President, we demand the government to be transparent. We want to know where the government fund goes. Many are saying it goes to build.
Pag-aralan naman natin ngayon ang nakakaiyak na pambibiktima ng ating mga kapatid, kaibigan ng ating presidente sa China. Kung hindi nyo pa po napapanood yung last episode, ating tinalakay kung bakit ganon ang ugali niya. Sobrang narapal, sobrang tuso, sobrang magulang. At ito ang kanyang trap, ang tinatawag na Chinese money trap.
For example, ang pera na ito ay $10,000. Pwede mo itong kunin as a loan. Katulad ng mga regular na nangyayari sa mga tao, kukunin mo ang pera, bibili ka ng gusto mong kotse. Ngunit siyempre, may interest ito, hindi naman pwedeng wala. Bibigyan kita ng term, 1 taon, balik mo ang $10,000. Gawin mo ng $20,000 kasi yan ang agreement natin. At kunti man lang akin na ang susi sa bahay mo. Tingnan ko kung may mapapakinabangan ako. Yan ang mabigat, hindi yan gagaan. Ang tawag dyan, utang. At mismo, yan ang eksaktong ginagawa ng China. Halimbawa, ang maliit na bansa na tinatawag na Sri Lanka. Kailangan ng Sri Lanka ang pera at ang China ay marami yan. So, ang Sri Lanka ay kumuha ng $1 billion in Chinese loans. Di ka na mahihirapan, easy money lang, kunin mo lang dyan. Magawa ka buildings, skyscrapers, highways, airports, and shipping ports. At ang Sri Lanka ay nag-prosper. Yay! Ngunit hindi naman tayo tanga, di ba may usapan tayo interes? Paglipas ng ilang taon, kaso ang Sri Lanka masyado ng baon sa utang. At ngayon, hindi ka na talaga makakabayad. Ang tawag dyan, default, para ka ma-absuelto ay ibigay mo sa China ang kontrol ng lahat ng mga ipinagawa nyo. Sa madaling salita, Sri Lanka, ang ibang parte ng bahay mo ay sa China na. Dahil yan, sa trap na iyong kinagat. Ulitin ko, this is the Chinese money trap. At ito ay totoo. Sa Papua New Guinea nakita ko, 2 billion inutang nyo. Gagawa din kayo ng skyscraper buildings, infrastructure and ports. Pero ba't pa kayo tatanga-tanga? Wala naman talaga kayong ibabayad sa pirang inyong kinuha kahit sa interest pa. At para patas, makasakali, China na ang magkukontrol ng inyong country. Sa Maldives, Pakistan, Malaysia, Laos, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Egypt, Kenya, South Africa, the same thing is happening and you are all struggling. And that is what I call the Chinese thing.
I don't think it's a healthy relationship, this relationship between Duterte and China. It's a very toxic relationship that results in the victimization of the Filipino people.
President Duterte's ambitious Build, Build, Build program is the centerpiece of his administration. With China's funding, it was set to usher in the golden age of infrastructure in the Philippines. 4 years have elapsed since China pledged $24 billion in investment to the Philippines. 27 deals were signed, but very little has materialized. What happened to the billions that China promised?
Naistapa ka!
They're taking Duterte for a ride. He has done a lot for China, and yet, what did he get from China in exchange? There's some discussions about a Chinese dam project, but we don't even know if it will really kick off or how large it's going to be.
One of the big-ticket investments, the Kaliwa Dam project, includes a series of dams, which have been projected as a solution to Manila's water woes. Why has the project not got off the ground yet?
There are technical bureaucratic constraints on the Philippine side that have slowed down projects, but we know that Japanese in particular and other projects have moved ahead. So this is not something that's affecting all projects. The other is that China has taken quite a hard negotiating line on these projects, by which I mean it is holding out on negotiations on financing costs to make sure that these projects are commercially worthwhile for China to do.
The construction of Kaliwan Dam, this area risks being submerged. The construction of the dam and its subsequent operation will require the relocation of over 1,000 families living here. It has, however, been stalled by protests from communities that could be potentially affected.
The Kaliwa Dam is located in the ancestral land, ancestral domain of the indigenous people. For thousands of years, they are living in the mountains. They depend their livelihood in the forests and the streams and the rivers of the mountains. All this will be eradicated by Kaliwa Dam. And what would happen to our indigenous people? Plenty of them.
While Chinese loans appear to be attractive, experts say that the loans are more expensive with higher interest rates than the ones from Japan.
Naku po, magpapamoney trap din palang Pilipinas.
China has a pattern of funding infrastructure projects in poorer countries in exchange for regional access, a trend called debt trap diplomacy. The Philippines had other options to choose from. Options that meant less destruction to the environment or people's livelihoods.
Unlike other loans, say from Japan or South Korea,
Eh, ba't hindi
those
na lang sa
agreements
Japan at South Korea?
specifically provide
Ba't sa China?
that there would be compliance with our requirements for social acceptability. But the Chinese loan agreement does not provide for that. And so I think the intention was to simply go ahead and build these things without regard for its impact on the local communities.
The Japan proposal entails a smaller amount of financing, and definitely restoration of the rainforest and small-scale projects like microhydro and rainwater harvesting are not going to entail huge amounts of budget of financing. We run the risk of giving up all of these resources to China should we default on the loans that we are going to receive from them. No? And the risks are high. The risks of default is high.
Unlike
Forget about Chinese debt trap. This is Chinese chimera. This is an illusion that they have used in order to extract concessions from China. So Duterte kind of looks like a fool, to be honest.
Oh,
And that
Duterte
has
looks
been
like a fool.
used by the defense establishment to say, hey, we're not getting much love from China.
It's now painfully clear that Duterte has gotten nothing for this obsequious foreign policy. He has kowtowed before the emperor and he's received nothing in exchange for it. And that's just bad politically for him or his successor. It makes him look objectively weak.
Na Communist
I
Party.
think that Rodrigo Duterte is responding to the fact that his China policy has abjectly failed for the last 4.5 years. But the fact is that there was an implicit deal between him and China in 2016 that he would push the Americans to arm's length and keep quiet on the South China Sea in exchange for money. He needed loans, investment aid, and none of that showed up. And so now he realizes that if he keeps this up, it only makes him look weak, it damages his political brand, and it hurts his successor, whoever he decides to anoint for the 2022 presidential run.
China is cognizant that Duterte is not in office forever. They're probably holding some of that money back.
Magulang nga
And we need to
kasi.
keep these as goodies to dangle in front of Duterte's successor to try and get leverage over whoever that is.